Good morning, everybody. Today is the 4th of July, 2022, and I'm going to harvest some garlic. Got approximately 500 plus heads of garlic, and they're ready to pull. I'll want to take you inside the garden fence and explain to you how I know they're ready to pull. Alright, so it's been about 2 weeks roughly ago I pulled the scapes off, and I can see that I've missed one. And the scapes, for those of you that don't realize what a scape is, this right here is the flower. Actually, what they claim they make your, if you don't pull them when you should, it'll make your garlic heads smaller. Does it? I don't know. Hadn't been proven by me. But also, if you don't know, this piece right here is actually edible. It tastes just like garlic. What we do is we'll cut it off right here at this piece and throw the top part away. That'll actually turn into a flower and it'll drop seeds in the ground, which is fine. But the rest of that's edible. You can either cut it up and use it as garlic. You can make pesto out of it. There's a lot of things you can do with them. A lot of people just throw them out for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. But anyways, how I know these are ready to harvest, these are hardneck. All these are. I got two different varieties. The taller I think is like a German variety, German something or other, and the shorter is music. So how I know they're ready to harvest, and not quite past your prime, because yesterday I pulled one out, but these are, as you can see, they're starting to die back. They're starting to, the plants themselves are turning brown and starting to wheel up. So they're done. They're done for the year. That's how I know they're done. And I pulled one out. If you let them go too long, their heads will start breaking apart into clothes. Their clothes will start separating. And you don't want the clothes to separate. Sorry, let me readjust you. You don't want the clothes to separate, because then your garlic won't keep as long. So you want it to keep as long as possible. Or at least that's how I do it anyways. I like to store it. We use a fair bit. We mince it and we mince it and use it fresh or however. Here's some more scapes that we had missed when we harvested. But we sell a lot of these at the farmer's market. And these, I just break them off. I don't really worry too much about them. Just break them off, let them do what they do. You know, a lot of times, if you get them when they're too small, when they're not quite this big, they'll actually start to come back sometimes. And I've had that happen before, and that might have been what happened to these couple. So I'm gonna pull the first one out and let you watch me pull the first one. If you look at this, if you look there, you can see that's a really nice head of garlic. Really nice head. And it's starting to split apart. So you wouldn't want it to go much later. You could let it go for a little while longer, but you wouldn't want it to go much longer because it's starting to peel. If you let it go too long, like I said earlier, these heads will start to split. You don't want them cloves splitting. But that right there is a perfect garlic bulb head. Perfect. Hopefully they're all like that or bigger. That'd be awesome. Are they going to be? I'm sure there'll be some duds in there, but anyways. Alrighty, so I got one bed all pulled, got the other bed pulled. This bed here's half two different kinds, so we'll need to keep them separate. For the most part, as you can see that right there, this here's really nice garlic. That's how a lot of them are, but there's a lot too that look like this. Not a total bust, but you know, that'll make good minced garlic. But won't make that there. That one right there will be good seed garlic. That one right there. I'll save that in the back for seed. Most of those big ones like that will be seed. The medium size and small ones will probably sell most of. But I need to pull this bed yet, so I'm not sure how many there is. I didn't count them, but we should have roughly 500 total. Just according to the scapes that we had pulled and sold. We know we had about 500 scapes, but there were some that we didn't get, and some had more than 10 in the bundle because they were smaller. So we may have, who knows for sure, 520 or 530 maybe altogether, but somewhere near there. So I'm going to finish pulling these and lay them down like that. I might let them lay for a few days in the sun. It's not supposed to rain till, not real sure when, but they'll dry pretty good right there. I'm probably going to end up going in the greenhouse where I took them last year and dried them. They dried pretty good in there. I don't know how they'll do just laying on the ground, but we'll see. I don't know for sure if I'm going to let them lay here or not. I may end up taking them in before the evening's up, but anyhow. Also around here, I don't know if you can see my wife over there in the corner. She's pulling beets, and we have a saying around here: corn needs to be knee high by the 4th of July. Well, today's the 4th of July, and you can't hardly see her behind that corn. So I don't know what we did wrong to get it that tall already. So I guess it must be the good compost that we use without no man-made chemicals. So I don't know if that's what did it or not, but hopefully we have a good harvest. It looks nice and green and lush, and it's huge, so we'll see. Alright, so I got them all harvested. All in all, it's a pretty good harvest. There's some small ones. The German garlic, I'm kind of going to stand. I don't know for sure till I get them laid out and cleaned up. I don't know what they're going to be, but they look kind of small. They're smaller than I was hoping they'd be. Last year they were our biggest. This year I think they're smaller than the other ones, but that's okay. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. So I'm going to. I know earlier I'd said about letting them here for a few days and let them dry out in the sun. I'm not going to do that because my sprinkler's going to kick on at 8 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I know the garden's going to get watered, and I don't want these getting rained on. So that's basically what they're going to get, rained on. So I'm going to gather them up, put them in the greenhouse, and dry them out like I did last year. So I want to gather them up, put them in the wheelbarrow, take them to the greenhouse, lay them out on our screens. The fans in there will blow and circulate everything. So I'm going to make sure I have a fair many of them ready for Saturday's market. So I'm going to make sure I have enough, probably 20 or 30 heads dried out for the market Saturday, and we'll go from there. So. So that wheelbarrow load right there behind me, that's probably about half of the one variety we got. I didn't even grab the other variety, but that wheelbarrow was full, as you can see. So I'm just going to lay them out for now. I'm going to cut them off, but I'm not going to cut them off right at this point. I'm going to cut them off after I get them laid out and let them go for a day or so. We'll see. I got some other stuff I need to get done. We get the garlic finished, and then we're going to go pick up some plants off of the almost friend over. So get these laid out, and I'll get the rest of them. Just so you know, this head here is not a very big one. It's not a very big head. It's not a bad head, nothing wrong with it. But it was almost past where it should be harvest. I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but it was starting, the clothes are starting to split apart. So you don't want to let them split apart inside the ground, or they won't keep. You can eat it fresh right away, but it won't keep. You won't store. So just a little FYI. Alrighty, if any of you have ever wondered what 500 plus heads of garlic looks like, that's what it is. As you've seen out in the field, we had two different varieties, so we put a little bamboo stick in between them so we can keep them separate. But you can see those have a reddish tinge to them, and these are all white. And some of them we left in, well, I left in just a little bit longer than I should have. Like this one here, for example. This one here was splitting. This one here, it's still good. There's nothing wrong with it. It just won't store. So we'll just take this one in and we'll eat it. Next time we need garlic, we'll use that. There's a half a dozen like that, but we'll use them, so it's not like it's going to be a big deal. Here's another one, but it's awful small. It really didn't even form clothes. It's just one big. Actually it did form clothes. There is clothes in there. But anyways, that hair is splitting too. And some of them are really nice, like this here. And there's some nicer than that. That's not the biggest one. Some of them are doubles that are huge. Right there's probably about the nicest one.
Oh my gosh.
That right there is a beautiful head of garlic. This one here we'll use for seed next year. We'll save the biggest 30 or 40 for seed, and the rest we'll either use, sell, or whatever. So the next few weeks following up here, I'll show you when we come down. Over the next several days, we're going to do this with them. Cut them off there, cut the roots off, cut this off, pull back just the first layer of paper. We'll pull back any more now. Just the very first layer. And we'll stick them in there like that and do that with them so that they dry. Some of these won't do this. We'll have to use some of the open bottom flats. Let's put some of them in these so they don't fall through. But we did that last year too. We had to do that for some of them. Anyways, that's going to end this one for now. We're going to go put a pork loin on the smoker for the 4th of July celebrations. We're going to run over to an Amish friend of ours and get some cardoons off of him. He said he's got a bunch of 10 or 15 cardoons we're going to go get. So we're going to try to grow them this year and see how they turn out for us. So anyways, that's what we're going to do today. That's going to end us for the day. Until we meet again, take care and God bless.